As you watch the moon rise, hold my hand, baby, finna party all night. You can trust me, just hold on for the ride. You're my plus one, there's no need to divide. I'm freezing time with a touch of a click. It would give me more time to enjoy you for life. Let there be no facade, no judgment over here, you don't have to act. Party never ends, so continue the night. Pouring shots of your love, getting lost in the night. Getting lost in the night.
Lucid.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Silver Tune.
Hey, welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you for stopping by, man. We had some scheduling issues at first.
Yeah, most definitely. I understand.
But definitely it's good to get you here. So let's get right into it. Who are you?
Who am I? Well, I don't know. I feel like me as a person, I'm just like a chill person, pretty down to earth, you know. I feel like I'm very open-minded, you know. I believe in like, equal for all. You know, I ain't really like a discriminating person. You know, and I'm just chill, bro. I be out the way. I don't even go out like that. You know, I just be sticking to the grind, music, just trying to make it in life.
Okay.
I feel like everybody, has everybody's destined for greatness, you know. But I feel like life and your environments can really like alter like your in position of where you're gonna end up in life. So, I really just try to make the best decision for myself to be great.
Yeah, I like that. Everyone does have that potential to be great. It's just, are you willing to work hard to tap into it?
Exactly.
So, cool. So, where are you from?
I'm from Dallas.
Dallas, okay.
I was born in Dallas, but I grew up right outside of Dallas. But everybody, everything is in Dallas to go play. So, I just been in Dallas. Most of my family's from Louisiana.
Okay.
But I grew up in Dallas, though.
Okay. So, what was life like growing up for you?
So, life for me growing up, it was just like, I don't know. It was just like chill, but at the same time, like I can say that like the environments I grew up in, it wasn't nothing like bad or anything. I grew up a 2-parent household. I really don't have no sad backstory. Nothing like that. It's just that I went to school, came home, chilled with the family. Just nothing crazy.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that that's your background, because especially when it comes to creative like industries like this, you always hear that story of somebody coming from a not so good background. Yeah. And so I definitely think it's important to have that variety, to have somebody like you that, life was cool, you know? So I think your story, and especially when we get into your music, it'll be an interesting perspective and a bit of a switch up from the norm. So cool. So what was your earliest experience with music?
My earliest experience, man. I'm talking about like, bro, when we was kids, bro. Like, you gotta think about it, like all the dances we was doing, Soulja Boy, like literally all that. And then as you see like music started to progress, and then you start here come trap, like you had like Wale, we was growing up on Wale, Lil Wayne, like Migos, Gucci Mane, like, and then next thing you know, here come Uzi, and then Drake came around, Future came around. It's like, it's just crazy how we saw just music just change and it just shifted from how we were just like, oh, music is just dance and we dancing to it, to now it's just trap and all this other stuff. So it's just interesting to me because like, when I was younger, I used to like write poems and stuff. So I was never just like in my head, oh, I want to do music. That was just never in my head. I just wrote poems and stuff like that. And then next thing I know, I started listening to beats, and then that's what just like brought me over to just like start writing.
Interesting. So, so a lot of the music that you were listening to when you were younger, like early experience, was like the YouTube era.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I would say, me as a person, I don't stick to one genre. I like all types, except like I'm not the biggest on country, but I have heard a few good country songs. But pop, rap, like all of that, like I never turned down a chance to experience something new, a new vibe.
Okay, so there's a couple different directions I want to take, because you talked about writing poems. I definitely want to get into that a little bit, and the different types of genres. But I want to start with So think back to when you first started adding music to your own playlist. When you started figuring out what music you want to listen to. I'll give you a bit of a backstory. So for me, earliest forms of experience with music was, my family, right? And I used to listen to a lot of just old stuff, right? Just Stevie Wonder. What's that one funk band? Can't even think. They made the song Flashlight. Can't even think of their name. Parliament.
Oh, okay.
Parliament. Yeah. Music like that. And then, we entered that era of like, I don't even know what to call it, like the Paramore type of sound, stuff like that. And then I remember when I was first starting, I think 6th or 7th grade, and I was walking to the bus stop, and the first time I ever heard Trap Queen. And I was like, wow, like I've never heard music like this. And ever since then, my music has just changed so much from then. And that was my first, song that I've added to my playlist. So what was the music that you were listening to when you first made that step out to okay, this is what I like, this is what I enjoy listening to on my own?
I'm not even gonna lie with you, it was Drake.
Drake? Okay.
Because I feel like Drake, nobody was just rapping about they feelings or just because everybody thought they're oh bro, you that's little why you in your feelings type thing. But Drake just made it so cool to rap about your feelings. I don't know, bro. I just when I just first heard his music, I was like, bro, this dude gonna be big, bro. Yeah. And then he actually blew up and he became big off of that. Because it was a transition from Lil Wayne was right there and Drake was right there, and then out of nowhere we just slowly started the shift. And then Drake just...
Yeah. No, I definitely remember that. Man, what was that song that he first came out
Best
with?
I Ever Had?
Yes,
bro,
yes,
when
yes.
I first heard that song was, man, I didn't even know who that was at first. My sister was all like, oh, that's Jimmy from Degrassi. I was like, Jimmy in a wheelchair? Yeah. I was like, bro, no, this doesn't even sound like him. But then ever since I heard that song, man, I've been a Drake fan ever since.
Yeah. I knew Drake was going to be pretty huge when I heard that. Say something, man.
Yeah, bro.
Hey. My iPod and everything, brother. Yeah, bro.
Hey, that man has classics, man.
Facts. Oh, cool. Okay, so Drake, interesting. So that's going to be very important when I get to a couple of questions later. So going back to you used to write poems, tell me about how you got into that.
So, man, I felt because I'm a person, if you really know me, I don't express my emotions. I'm just really chill and calm, always. Even if I'm feeling a certain type of way, people would never know. I would still, laugh and talk to everybody. And so I feel it's not good to hold all that in, and it can, end up for you, exploding and, doing something that you don't normally do. So I felt a good way to get that off my chest was just to write poems and write stuff.
Okay, interesting. So your poems were always, emotionally driven?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, cool. So, interesting. Okay, I'm going to come back to all of this. So I just want people to just keep this in your head that the emotions and stuff is a big part of your writing style and the music that you gravitate to.
Yeah.
So I want to develop a little more of your backstory. I want people to understand what kind of background you come from first before we start talking about the music.
Okay.
So now that we got your earliest experience with music, who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist? Okay. My favorite artist is still Drake, but at the same time, Drake has slowly just started to fall off for me.
Okay.
Because personally, I feel Drake is now he's doing he's smart though.
Yeah.
So I can't hate the fact that he's being smart, but at the same time, I don't like it. See, Drake is he's seizing opportunity.
Of course.
And whenever there's a trend going on, he hops on it and he blows it up. If he sees somebody rapping a certain way, he'll hop on it and blow it up. But I felt Drake, who he originally was and how he came up, I feel that music of Drake, I feel that left. You gotta think about it. The last album he dropped, that song, the album was good, but it don't last no more. Man, after a month, I wasn't hearing nobody talking about it no more. When he dropped Nothing Was the Same, when he dropped Take Care, when he dropped Views, bro, I'm talking about, people was talking about that for months. That song was getting played on the radio for months and months. Bro, you got tired of that shit, boy. But, it's not the same no more.
Yeah.
So it's really just it just really depends on my moods, because I also if I'm working out, I like to listen to like something faster, like some Uzi or something like that. So it really just depends on the moods that I'm in. Will change like who I'm really just like really vibing for.
I see. Yeah. So in other words, you're saying that music kind of helps get you into certain, I guess, mindsets, mindsets, emotions, things like that. Okay, cool. So I definitely want people to go to theciviltune.com and check out some of the articles we did on stuff like that, especially when it comes to artists creating music, because a lot of artists, they create music for a specific moment, setting, where they are going to perform it. So please go check out the upstream creation model on the Civil Tune. But that's very interesting that you said that music gets you in these different types of moods, or there's music for every situation.
Yeah.
So Drake is your favorite artist. Okay, was he your favorite artist when you decided to start experimenting with music?
No, I would say he was in my top three. Really, I like Uzi and Juice.
Okay.
So Uzi and Juice are like right there for me, and then Drake is in the mix just because like he was always there when I was really getting into music.
Okay.
So I'm gonna always keep him there, but I felt like over the years Drake fell off.
Interesting. Okay, so what made you gravitate to Juice WRLD and Lil Uzi?
So what made me gravitate towards Juice was the fact that like how open he is about how he feels and everything. What gravitated me about Uzi was Uzi, like, he just came off as a rock star. Like, that's just like, I just felt like that was just so cool. Like, I want to be a rock star. Like, it's just like how he moved and like how the confidence he had in himself. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to do what I want. And he made a song, I'm going to do what I want. Like, that's just like when you hear, I'm going to do what I want, it's like, yeah, bro, it's your life. Everybody has to live their own life. You got to do what you want, because at the end of the day, like, you doing what others want, bro, at the end of the day, you're just going to be miserable because you're not going to be fulfilling of yourself.
Right.
And so I just felt like that. And then Juice, I just feel like when you put emotion into a song, it just, over time, that song will last because people can either gravitate towards that and they can connect, because not everything he says in the song you will connect with, but something he says you will connect with and be like, oh yeah, I felt that, or yeah, I understand him right then and there. So I just feel like this is very important. Interesting.
Okay, so I like that point about Lil Uzi, because if people can recall around this time, before, like, the most popular, I guess, like, non-mainstream sound at that time was probably, I'll say popular / influential, was probably Chief Keef and just kind of what he was doing around that time as far as the youth goes, right?
Yeah.
And so I know, at least in my personal experience, when I saw Lil Uzi, like you said, that rock star, that, wow, like, this is something totally different. This is a whole new swag, right? And for me, it was one of those moments where it's like, okay, you can be different and you can make what you like cool, you know?
Yeah, because like I feel like that's when it like, that's like that whole wave came in of like Uzi, Eggs, Trippy. Like I feel like it was like a lot of emotional music coming in, but also at the same time, it wasn't like too sad to where like you can't like bump to it, but it was all like it's like emotional, but it has a beat behind it.
Right.
So people nowadays, I feel like a lot of songs, it's the beat that can make a song, because a beat can either make or break your song, no matter, because like sometimes you hear artists, they're not saying a lick of split on their song, but that beat is so hard that it got your head. Oh yeah, that's hard. But if you take the beat away and listen to what they're saying, you wouldn't move at all, because it's like, bro, this song not good. But that beat, and so that's what I'm saying. But like they actually had good music behind it.
Right.
So their lyrics plus how the beat was sounding, it was just like a new wave. Like a new vibe. It was all like, okay, yeah, I'm messing with this. So
that's funny that you say that, because on my last podcast, RBGJ, he said something where I believe it went something like, you don't have to accept like music or like a beat. It's just, if it got you, it got you. And like you said, you know, that beat, I mean, you may not like their lyrics, but if that beat bumping, you gonna bob your head.
Beat, like, come on now. I've heard plenty of people complain about Playboi Carti. But I'm trying to tell you, his production of his song, it's the production of it. The production can either make or break. You can be a great artist, but if your production doesn't match like how great you are, you can't make it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you said Juice was open. So, a little bit, you know, disclosure about myself too. Juice WRLD was my favorite artist for the short time that he was here, right?
Yeah.
Man, like his leaks, everything that he dropped, I was on top of it because that was real talent to me.
Yeah.
He could freestyle, he could make a rock song, he could make a punk song.
Right.
He was doing things that not a lot of people were doing at all. And he was taking it to its peak, basically.
Exactly.
And it was something about Juice, the way that he just sung on songs, the things that he was talking about, the realness of his music, it's like no other. Like, it's extremely crazy, like how you said, how emotion really can make a song last. It's Juice WRLD songs that you can play that still.
Man.
Still.
Anytime. And the thing about Juice was, it's like, because not everybody, and I feel like some people have to understand that, just because you like know somebody's doing that doesn't mean that like it's for you.
Right.
Because like Juice can freestyle,
Right.
like just honestly freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, like, it's just like, I want you to be like at your fullest. I want you to tap into your full potential. And sometimes freestyling is not for everybody.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
really not. Like,
Exactly.
you really have to be like a Juice type of like person to just freestyle an entire song off rip, and then 10 songs, 20 songs, 30 songs. I feel like some people, it's good to jot down it's good to jot down an idea of where you want to lead with your songs. That's why I know that I'm not the best freestylist, but at the same time, I know that if I jot down my idea of where I want this song to go, I know that every now and then I could probably freestyle a line, it could pop up in my head, but I know as far as like the entire song, I know that I need to like make sure my ideas are concise and like well constructed.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's important. But also, yeah, the fact that like he was just freestyling and then the emotions coming with it, that was just like so. And then that's what like he also inspired me to just like him and Uzi, just like not to just be like in just the rap category, but to be placed as an artist instead of just a rapper. I don't want to be no rapper. I want to be an artist, like pop, like rap. Like I want to do it all, R&B. Like I want to put my foot in like everything, like even country. Like hey, down the line I might make a country song. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just need to write down what you said because you definitely spend so much knowledge that I want to take the time to really digest that when
Yeah.
know. So you mentioned a point earlier. You jot down your thoughts of like where you want your song to go. It's okay for people to write, bro. Like it's okay to write. You know, all those upcoming people out there, bro. Like sometimes people just want to smoke and get high and then try to go freestyle. That's not for everybody.
It's not, bro. And it ain't nothing wrong, bro. It's because I feel like people like when they hear people bragging about in their songs about how I freestyled this entire thing. I feel like that like I can do that. Like I want to be able to get on the song and like I freestyled that. Like it's like bro. There's nothing wrong with writing down. Like people, that's how music was created. They wrote it down. Not everybody out here is just freestyling. Like even your favorite artists, they got their song from somebody writing it, not freestyling it. So I just feel like it's important, just let people understand that like it's good. Like Tupac wrote poems.
Yeah.
He wrote his stuff down. So it ain't nothing wrong with just writing down your ideas because there could be fire stuff that you said that you won't be able to remember again. Write it down.
Right. People got to remember that some people are just born with talents, right?
Exactly.
You got to go back to those roots and definitely write down your thoughts because at the end of the day, this is going into people's heads, right? And so people are listening to what you say. Some may not be, but a lot of people are definitely listening to what you say. So I think it's important to kind of be intentional with your writing and what you're trying to say to people.
Exactly. Because I promise you, because once you have people on the hook of what you do, it's hard for you to mess up in their eyes.
Yeah.
There are some artists that you could tell people, they fell off. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Bro, what are you talking about? No, there's no way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, once you have people hooked on your sound of how you do it, it's like Playboi Carti. He has that, like all that, like that sound. anybody else who makes that sound, they're gonna be like, oh, you ripped off Playboi Carti.
Yeah.
Once you have that sound and you get people hooked onto it, it's yours.
Yeah.
No matter what type of song you drop after that, they're going to be hooked on it because they're hooked on you.
Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying at all, and that's why it's important to stay true to you. You know, write about your experiences. You know, experiment, bro, because you never know. That one song that you might think is like, I don't really like that, it could be the one that put you on the map.
Because me personally, I feel like at the end of the day, this is your music. Mm-hmm. This is not the people this is not the fan music. This is your music. Mm-hmm. There should be no reason that you're making music for other people and not yourself.
Right.
If they love it, they love it. If they don't, then they don't. But at the end of the day, if you love the music that you create because you are the artist, then there should be no problem. Mm-hmm. If Da Vinci made his art and everybody said he hated it, but he still loved it, then good.
Right.
But if everybody said they hated Da Vinci's art and he listened to that, we wouldn't have some of the art we have today.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's an excellent point that you made. So, I mean, I just come back to that point. It's just important to be you, truly you, because you have something to give to the world that nobody else at all can do it.
Exactly.
So, cool. So, going back to your earlier, I guess, years with music, right? What made you want to record and share your music with the world?
So, me and my friends, we would always freestyle or like we would always like sing along to certain songs. Mm-hmm. And then like I would just every now and then I'd hear people, I'd be like, bro, do you sing? And I'd be like, nah, I don't really like, not like that. They was like, bro, you like playing around because like you're hitting that note. Like, why don't you like make no music? Or I'll be freestyling, they'll be like, I'll be joking around. They'd be like, bro, you should really make some music. And so I don't know, I just like was just laying there one day and I was just like, let me listen to some beats. And so I listened to some beats and I found some stuff and I was like, let me actually start writing.
Yeah.
I started writing, recording, and I showed my friends and they was like, bro, this is really good. Like, you should start sharing this. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what, let me actually, because sometimes when you create stuff, you start to have doubt in yourself. You was like, but what if other people don't? What if other people don't? But it's just like, you got to get out of that mindset of like, you always got to branch out. If you never branch out and experience something, then you can never just like take another step forward in life. Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, bro, if they don't like it, they don't like it. If they like it, they like it. Like, whoever likes it, they'll listen to it. So I just put it out there. I was like,
interesting. Okay, that's cool. So what was that first studio session like? Were you nervous at all?
Man, I'm not even gonna lie with you. I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect because I was just like, I've never been here before. Like, I didn't know the terminology of what. I'm just sitting here just whatever the producer doing. I'm like, like I hope he knows I've never done this. So it was a little nervousness, but ever since I've been around different producers and recorded different songs, I feel like that I've been eased into it a little bit more. Like I know the routine, get in there, do your lines, and if there's a certain sound that you want, voice, like this is your song. Don't sit there and then don't have no opinions on how you want your song to go. At the end of the day, this is your song. So if the producer asks you a question like, or if there's something you don't like, don't be afraid to be like, nah, I don't like that. Or if he does something to your song that you don't like, tell him you don't like it. Like, it's your song at the end of the day. So, like, you got to be happy with what you put out or what you're creating.
Right.
So, that's why I just tell people, like, if you ever feel the need to, you don't feel like you want to say nothing, you don't want to be mean, or you feel like you're not trying to overwork them, or just like, bro, at the end of the day, it's like you're working with them together. Because at the end of the day, they're trying to make it too, because they want to produce songs for top stars as well. So it's just like you got to work with them. Like it's just okay. It's just like a whole process.
Yeah.
Just work with them.
Yeah. So it's a collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
So did your first song turn out the way that you thought it turned out?
So I'm not even gonna lie with you. My first song, I rushed it a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. It did still turn out good, but I rushed it because there are points in the song where I feel like I just didn't like how it came out because how the unreleased was and how it released. It was just something was just a tad off to me. But I still released it. Everyone still loved it, but me personally, I just never. I'm not even gonna lie with you. Ever since I released that song, I never listened to it again.
Yeah.
Because something about it just like I just wasn't feeling it. And then I recently took it off. But I'm gonna put it back out there because people who saw me take it off, they were like, "Bro, why you take that off?" And I was like, me personally, I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
But since y'all feeling it, I'm gonna put it back on there. But I might like take it to somebody so they can edit it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put it back on there, bro.
Interesting. I think everybody who makes music goes through something like that, bro. Because I remember, like, even me personally, you know, I make music. Right now, I'm currently trying to get back into it. But I remember I used to take if I didn't like my song, I'd just take it off.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you.
Then people around me like, hey, bro, like, I tried to go back to Spotify, Apple Music, I ain't see that song. Like, why you take it off? I'm like, bro, do you really like this song?
Bro, I be thinking sometimes, like, because, you know, people, they're your friends. So, like, your friends try to be motivational and they don't want to. But me personally, I'd be like, bro, don't make me look stupid.
Thanks.
If this song is trash, let me know.
Thanks.
And so I just personally thought sometimes, you know, people say stuff, I'm like, they don't really mean it. So I took it off, but I had a couple of people like, bro, why you take that off? And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I did not know y'all was really messing with that mug.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it back on.
So at a certain point, once you know, been making music for a while, you just come to that realization that there are some things, like, your music can come out the way that you imagined it if you had control over most of it.
Yeah, most definitely. That's why that's why, like, looking at Kanye, that part of Kanye inspired me, because the way that he touches his own music and creates his music is because, like, that's his vision and he's the one touching it. And, like, he'll even take other people's music and recreate it and make it his own, or he'll take things from music that he's heard and then he'll add it, recreate it, slow it down, chop it up, and then you'll be like, oh, that's that song? How did he make that? I want to be able to just, like, open up my creativity and be able to just do something like that.
Right.
Create something wild that you wouldn't even expect. You just, bro, how did you even think of that? Like, that just inspires me to do that.
And I mean, you just made me go back to my notes, because I wrote this down one day when I was just thinking, and I was, you know, doing a bit of reading and just doing a lot of deep thought and reflection. And you get at something that I'm still trying to form my thoughts around. And art is closer to infinity than I think anything in this world, because you're taking something that is there, it's out there, right? You don't really control your thoughts as much as you may think that you do. Like, there's certain aspects of life that you just can't see, right? You can't see what a thought looks like when it's going into your head. Yeah. And so when you are able to take something that nobody's ever heard before, right? Nobody put these words together. Nobody can see what you see or hear what you hear when it's coming to creating music. And you take something out of the intangible and put it into the tangible. I mean, I just think that is so crazy, and that's what I personally love about music. And you just definitely helped me. You kind of confirmed something that I've been thinking about. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about music and taking the intangible and making it tangible?
It's just so crazy to me because art itself can be reworked so many times. You can take a picture and somebody can recreate that picture in so many different ways that there could be somebody that everybody on earth never thought of recreating this, but then they did it. Somebody never thought of making a song like this, but then they did it. That's why, as you see over time, the way music has just transformed. We went from just sounds to now people adding lyrics, to now people singing with it, to now the way people rap, to now we don't even know in the future what would be like the new thing. Or you just look at how people create art itself. They change it up. Like, the way things have been changed, it's like you said, infinity. It's limitless. Like, the way art can be, and then also the way it's perceived. It's just limitless, bro. And it's just crazy that you just said that.
And going back to the point, because you said something, another thing that's like crazy to me, right? You said that Lil Uzi and Juice WRLD made it cool to be an artist, right? To not just be boxed into rap. I think, and this is personally why I look at rap music, right? Because did you start off in rap music, or did you start out in something different?
As a kid, you know, you never started off in rap. Right. You know, my parents, they was listening to like the old R&B and stuff like that. But then as I got older, you know, internet, then you started to get introduced to rap.
So I've noticed, and I've been noticing where music is going, it's a blend of genres, right? Now, when you look at other genres, like, I would say maybe country or rock, soul music and stuff like that, right? Like, there's a certain element to it, but a lot of what creates that genre is the people who know how to sing, right? So, but people who know how to sing aren't always the people who know how to write lyrics. The people who know how to write lyrics tend to come from a rap background because of the way that the genre is structured, right? Yeah. Now, I'm starting to notice that hip hop, what we think of as hip hop, is not really hip hop anymore. It's not rap music anymore, and it stopped being rap music probably a couple years ago. To be honest. And now we're just seeing these blends of genre, like rap rock music, rap punk music, rap R&B music, rap country music. Is crazy to me.
Yeah, that really inspires me because, you know, it's always like growing up, you know, especially being black, it's always like bro, you listen to that? Bro, nah, bro, that's not for black people. Or, bro, come on now, that's for white people. Right. Or that's for like all this and that. But me personally, I feel like we shouldn't confine ourselves to just be one thing. I feel like even like I want to inspire like black kids coming up, bro. You literally can do any genre that you like. Like, don't be afraid just because like people are saying, oh, black people don't normally do this, bro. Okay, then black people weren't normally playing sports. We weren't allowed to, but then guess what happened? The barriers got broken. We started doing that. So little Nas X. Bro, we ain't heard a country, like a black country, like there were black country, don't get me wrong, black country singers, but we did not hear a song just blow up like that, just out of nowhere. Right. And that's just like another inspiration of like, bro, don't matter you black or not, bro. Black does not define you to just be a rapper. You don't have to just like tattoos, jewelry, and just do that. Bro, if you want to put on some boots and a cut pair of jeans with a hat on and a flannel and you want to go sing some country music, go do that. If you want to go make a pop song, go do that. Like, branching out, I feel like, and that also helps you because think about it. You branch out and do all that and then you come back to rap. Now you got a different mindset because you're like, bro, I've experienced all these different things. So now the way I look at music is a little different. You could hang out with another artist from a different genre and they teach you some stuff or they teach you a sound that you've never heard before. You want to include that in your music. So I just feel like it's good to experience. Experience brings knowledge and wisdom. So that's why I feel like it's so important.
Yeah, and you're not lying. I think that's why it's so important what we do here at the Civil Tune. Because like you said before, you know, some people said, oh, you listen to that? Like, that's not really for black people. People got to realize black people in America has created what we know as commercialized music, right? Black people, and this is the facts, you can go look it up, you can go to the Civil Tune and see some of the articles that we've done documenting the history, but black people have created pretty much every single genre of popular music known to man. And, you know, we can get back to that. We can get back to those roots. And you know, music is for everybody. I'm not sitting here saying this because, like black people gotta just gatekeep music. No. But I think people should just kind of understand the history and how it was created. Because if you're confused about the past, you'll be confused about the present.
Exactly. And if you don't know the past,
exactly.
Then and I'm just like, it's just so, and that also blows my mind because, like, us as black people don't understand the type of influence we really have.
Oh yeah.
Anything we touch blows up. It becomes the best. Look at rap. It's the number one in the world.
Yeah.
You think if like we just started pop music and country, literally, it's like crazy that people don't understand that like we have a foothold on every sound, but stereotypes and stigmas, the society, they like to just confine us into believing that, oh, black people are supposed to stick to rap. Yeah. Because if you just look at what kids are looking at, all they see is black rappers. Yes. It's not enough kids seeing, because even R&B, if you really look at it, man, that era, it's not even no real like R&B, black R&B artists no more. We grew up on Chris Brown, Neo. We had Trey Songz. We still was listening to Usher. We had R&B groups, bro. But now like R&B is just falling off. But like there are women who are still holding it up. But I feel like as far as like R&B males, they're just like it's just not there no more.
Yeah, we definitely need to get back to that variety. So I do want to go back to you a little bit, right? So who or what inspires your music?
I feel like my experiences and how I perceive them inspires my music. Because I feel like people go through different things, and because not everybody is just soundly just happy, not experiencing nothing. But I personally feel like my sound and the music I put out is just the personal experience that I went through and just how I perceive something. Because somebody could listen to your song and they could perceive it in a different way because of they will go back and they'll connect to an experience that they had. And that connection that they had to your song could be different from how that connection to that song made you.
Right.
So I just feel like my song is just an experience and a personal feeling of something, of how I felt about a certain situation. And so then I want people to also just look at my music and listen to it themselves and just connect with it. Like, yeah, I have felt that way, but this song is just like the way it makes me feel. It's just like it makes me experience a certain type of feeling that I had once in life before. So
I like that perspective because what kind of bothers me is when you get on social media and you see people talking, bad about somebody else's music, and I'm like, man, like you don't even know that music is so subjective. Like,
it is.
What you listen to and what you like, how, like you said, that song could mean something totally different to you than it does to me, and I think that's the beauty of music and the beauty of just art in general, because you can craft a narrative. You can make people feel something that probably nothing else in this world can.
And that's why I feel like it's so important about music, because I feel like music that lasts over time is music that makes people feel a certain type of emotion. Like, you look at Michael Jackson, you listen to Michael Jackson music, you feel a certain type of way. You listen to Michael Jackson music, it makes you want to dance. Or you listen to Michael Jackson music, it makes you just want to like find love, or it just makes you want to love something. And I just feel like that's just like, I feel like that lasts. I feel like hype music is good. Hype music is good, don't get me wrong. You just want to turn up every now and then. But you gotta think about it, 20 years from now, you're 45.
Yeah.
Are you really just gonna listen to some hype music? Because like, bro, I'm old now, I got kids. I ain't trying to just like listen to hype music. But there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel like music with emotion just lasts a little more, in my opinion.
Interesting, yeah. And just a quick plug, like what Lucid was talking about here is, at a certain point in time, you grow up, you live life, you have different experiences, and your music preferences start to change. We talk about this in the composer's parable, where we just detail of like, if you're writing about life experiences and you're writing about what you feel and the truth that you've experienced, it helps you write better. And just how older people tend to have different perspectives on music depending on how it was crafted, what went behind it, and things like that. So please go check out the composer's parable on www.theciviltune.com. But cool. So before I get to that, how did you get your name Lucid?
Man, when I tell you, I went through so many ideas. And so I just thought about the word love. I thought about the word love. And I didn't want to just spell it regular because that ain't nothing. So I put just L-U-V. But also, love is not just picture perfect, just clear view. Love is very like, I don't know, like love can be a dream also at a time. Love can be a nightmare, but love can also be just a dream, a happy dream that you had.
It's an experience.
Exactly. And so I just feel like once you're in love, like you love it, but at the same time, you could be in love and it not be reciprocated. But in your head, you could play stuff out that is happening, and you could also play yourself. So I just feel like that's very important. And then that's what it was like. I was just thinking like lucid. And then I also thought of the Juice WRLD, the Juice WRLD song, Lucid Dreams, and I was like, lucid dreams, but I was like, love can be lucid as well. And I was just like, that just made me come up with the name.
That's interesting. Cool. So Lucid Luv. All right, cool. So how would you define your music with a name like Lucid Luv?
I define my music as also people who've like gone through like, I would say mental health, because I feel like your mental health is very important. And I feel like sometimes life can just get hard on you. And I feel like that can get us down. And so I feel like people also, that's why I listen to Juice, because you listen to his mental health is like, and you can relate sometimes because you feel like, damn, my mental health has been down lately. And so like you can connect on that way. But also I want people to understand that like, bro, love is amazing. And I feel like it's not talked about enough. I feel like in music it's always about sex. And it's always about this and that. But I feel like love, because love and lust can look the same.
Yeah.
Love and they both start with L. Love and lust
line.
can look the same. It is a fine line, and sometimes lust and love is very tricky. And so that's why I just want people to, listen to the music, because sometimes you really do want love. And in some of my songs, I do talk about how I just want a little love.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta understand that you don't know yourself. Is this like, damn, is this really love or is this lust? And you can trick yourself into believing it's love, but it's also lust. Your mind can know exactly what is going on, but your heart will tell you a whole different story.
Yeah.
That's why people gotta understand. Logic, please trust the logic. You are not stupid. Your instincts is telling you what's going on. Your heart will play you like a fiddle. Hey, bro, nah, bro, she love you, bro. Nah, bro, she mess with you, bro. She wouldn't do that with nobody else. I'm trying to tell you, your head would be like, come on now, bro, be for real.
Yeah, you're so right about that, because you may know, man, this don't look right at all, but you will literally fight yourself tooth and nail.
I promise you, bro, it's crazy, because the stuff a person you care about do to you, you would not let a stranger do to you.
Yeah.
But because, bro, your head is just so clouded by this mug is speaking for you instead of this speaking for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, our heart and our mind is connected to our mouth. So
Wow.
I'm trying to tell you, sometimes your heart will speak for you when your brain really should be speaking.
Heart and mind is connected to our mouth. Wow. Interesting. So, I want to go back to this love, right? I've been thinking about this lately. And like you said, love isn't really talked about enough. And I know people like to think of love as like, oh, you love your significant other or you love your family member. And that's a very critical part of love. But genuine love, you can love even just the smallest thing in the world. Like the fact that some people really love that they woke up this morning, right? Some people really love coffee. Some people have true, genuine love for animals. True, genuine love, you start to see the beauty in literally everything. Even if a person may not be the best version of themselves, you can always find some good in them because you have that genuine love for people. And we're desperately missing that as a society and even as a world.
Yeah, I feel like we're definitely missing that, because I feel like us as people, I feel like we're all supposed to just be together as one. But I feel like if you look at society, there's just always just stuff stacked on top of each other that just keeps dividing us.
Right.
There's just always something negative. It's just constantly, we're just being divided and divided. And at some point, it's just like, when is it going to be enough? I feel like we all should genuinely just love each other, no matter what you look like, no matter the one thing that I feel like is so important is people need to understand, we all have free will. Whether you agree with how somebody lives should not dictate if you love them or not.
Right.
Whether because somebody looks different should not dictate if you love them or not. Your character and who you are as a person, I feel like should be do I mess with this person? Nah, they're like a bad person. You shouldn't mess with somebody just because I don't like the way they look or I don't like the way they dress. Because at the end of the day, you never know what somebody's going through.
Right.
So for you could be the last straw. They hear that, you don't like them, or they hear something that you said negative about them. That could be the final moment where they just lose it and then they just take their own life. And I feel like that's why it's so important. That's why I preach about mental health. It's very important because you could put your own self in a rabbit hole because we are people as ourselves, we're our own worst enemy. So when you hear other people, you feed into it. Yeah. Like as growing up as kids, like especially when you're black, people always make jokes about you being dark. And so you can see that like as kids, as like black people coming up, like certain people they just felt like they were so dark, like they just hated their skin color. I'm not saying I hated my skin color, but yes, I did have some like self-doubts about myself because it's all like, all you hear is jokes. Right. You hear jokes about how dark you are. You hear jokes about like nobody wanting to be like with no dark But then like the older you start to get, you start seeing people like some people actually like dark skinned people.
A lot more than you think.
Exactly. And like, it started to give you a little more confidence, like, hey, maybe like I'm not like what I thought I was. Yeah. It's just like you never know how people already perceive themselves.
Right.
So I feel like it's good to just not like go out your way to just make them feel even more down about how they are about themselves, because I know how I am. It's just good to just like genuinely just show some love. Just hey, just get somebody a hug, bro. Like or like, hey, bro, you look good. Hey, bro, you clean. Or like, hey, I just feel like bro, you never know. That could make somebody's day.
Yeah.
Like you never know.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a society, we should be more comfortable about that. Like we should just be more comfortable with just encouragement each other, not downplaying each other. Cause yeah, we all make jokes, but sometimes, you know, those jokes can also be like make you feel self-conscious about yourself.
Yeah.
But you know, as men, we're all told to you got to be tough and strong and don't. And then the moment that you do like talk about how you're feeling, some people try to downplay it and say you're weak.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's not right. I feel like we all should be able to express how we're feeling because, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like keeping that stuff inside of you. Like you can tell older black men of our generation, you can tell like after learning more about mental health, you can look at like older black men and like you be like, bro, like it's kind of messed up the stuff that they went through, all the racism that they went through, but they never had an outlet. They never had somebody to go talk to. And you look at the black women, the stuff they went through, it's like, oh, you need to be a strong black woman. Like it's like, yeah, you can be strong, but at the same time, ain't nothing wrong with letting emotion out. Strong people, they realize where they are emotionally. Yeah. If you're not ignorant, being ignorant to how you are feeling and what your emotion is, that is not good. Yeah. If you are strong and smart, you will know that, oh, I am not feeling good. I need to talk to somebody. Right. That is important.
Right. That is very important. And even just in my own personal life, like what you said is definitely really resonated because there's some moments, you know, we all have some moments where we just feel at our lowest point, right? And, you know, life is about ebbs and flows, right? So, like, one moment you're going to be up at the top and you're going to have everything that you ever wanted, and then you're going to come back down. It just happens, right? And so there's some times where I just sit in my room, right? And I'm just, man, I know I feel bad, right? I'm feeling something. I don't know how to express it. I don't know what kind of feeling, why I'm feeling this way. And then sometimes I even have that thought where it's like, should I even be feeling this way? Like, is this real feelings or am I just making it up? And then you just go through that cycle and it's just like, you get stuck, right? Like you get kind of confused about who you are and why you feel certain things. And like you said, just mental health and just really having somebody that you can talk to and share with things and really just have like a deep conversation. It's important. One of my close friends said something maybe about a week ago. And he was like, yeah, him and his girl that he's with, they just sit down and they just really try to process, okay, what happened? This is what happened. This is why I feel this way. This is the result of that. And they just really do a deep dive of just as far back as they can go. And I just think that it's so impactful, so powerful, and I think everybody should kind of incorporate that.
Because me personally, like, I'm just a person who's to myself. And so me being like that, I feel like I've learned myself. And so I feel like everybody, it's important. Like there's nothing wrong with being alone for a certain point in time. Right. I feel like sometimes people chase like, they're afraid of being alone. So they keep chasing people. But I feel like being alone is so important because you need to find out who you are. What do you like? Like who are you as a person? When you get in this certain type of emotion, what are you finna do? Yeah. What do you go do? Right. What are your outlets? What are your hobbies? Like when you feel down, when you feel happy, when you feel sad, what are you going to do about that? How are you going to express your emotion? Like some people don't know that. Like they'll sit there and a therapist will ask them and they'll just be like, I don't know. Because they don't know themselves enough. Right. And that's why I feel like people always need to take time to be to themselves because you need to know who you are. If you don't, then in a moment, a situation can happen and you can snap and you be like, I never knew I had that in me because you don't know yourself.
Oh yeah. And people try to distract themselves from that alone time. That alone time is critical because that's when you're going to find out the real you, like you said. That's when you're going to have to face them real demons because and nobody's going to ever be super open with this, but there are some moments in time where you know what you're doing when you get in a certain, mood or a certain, like you feel a certain way. You go back to those bad habits, those old habits, you start doing stuff that you really shouldn't be doing, and people not going to be honest about that, but I think everybody has something in their life that they face in those alone moments.
Most definitely, because people don't understand what your subconscious is, bro. Your subconscious will constantly be thinking about stuff that in the front of your head you're not even thinking about. But your subconscious knows that when you feel that type of way, oh yeah, you finna go drink.
Yep.
Oh, when you feel that type of way, oh, you finna go smoke.
Yep.
Now in your head you're more like, I can't be doing that. I need to. Yeah. But slowly in the back of your head, you already know what you finna do.
Yeah.
It's just that you're going to play yourself like you don't know what you're finna do. But subconsciously, you already know, oh yeah, I'm finna roll my emotions up and smoke it away. Like, you already know it. Like, and that's why people don't understand. We play ourselves. Like, we actually be thinking like, oh, nah, this and that. No, bro. Subconsciously, you already thinking that.
Bro, you already made your decision, right?
Exactly. You're just contemplating yourself, but you already know what decision you're going to do. We're creatures of habit.
It's so real, bro.
Exactly.
So real. And it's cool. I'm glad we're on the subject about mental health and just emotions and stuff like that. So I'm reading this book called Revolutionary Suicide. It's by Huey P. Newton, founder of the Black Panthers, by the way. He says, when he was talking about his time in jail, I am not happy with the suffering. I simply refuse to be defeated by it. And as you are articulating how you think about certain things and music and what role music plays for you, how do you think about that quote, or what do you think about that quote?
So, I'm not gonna lie. People suffer in silence, and me myself, I know I suffer in silence. Because even though I preach about you do need to, but sometimes you can revert back to what you used to. It's the sufferance. Like, people think that, oh, I need to be a soldier. Like, I just gotta suffer. Like, suffering will make me stronger. But at the same time, not all the time do you have to suffer. Like, don't let suffering dictate, this is it. This is the final. This is the finale. Because at the end of the day, if you gotta think about all the people that went through something, if if everybody decided to just let the suffering win, we'd have so many suicide rates that it would be ridiculous. We wouldn't even have a population no more. Because people don't understand life is a game. Life is a game, and sometimes you don't win in games. And when you don't win in games, are you going to throw a fit, break the controller, break the game, and then end it? Or are you going to come back to it and then try to beat it? Because life is all about how determined are you to be great. Like, people say it all the time, and words are good, but if there's no action behind it, it's just empty. It's like, oh, bro, I'll fill your car up. All right, bro, give me the gas tank. Puts the gas tank in there, and ain't no gas in there. You start your car still on E. So I feel like you always got to put actions behind what you say. Right. Like, oh, I'm feeling down. I need to do this, and that. But if you don't do it, you're still suffering. Right. And then people like to put their suffering behind them like it's not there. I promise you, the problem is still going to be there. So as far as suffering, I feel like, yes, we all got to go through something. We all have to. I don't feel like we all need to suffer. Like, but the way this world just works is just. Future said this, and this just doesn't pertain to just men and women talking, but this pertains to the world. This is an evil world we really do live in. Like, people really just need to understand that, like, this world is really not fair, like, at all. And it really easily could be like that if people really just came together. But this really is not an easy world to live in. And so I need just people to understand that, like, you need to go with that mindset of, it's not going to be easy, but I'm gonna make my situation the best I can. You in jail, okay. What am I going to do in jail? Okay, now I got all this time. And when I get out, am I just finna go back to the same things that I was doing? Or am I going to do something productive with all this time that I have?
Right. So real. And that's something that I'll probably be thinking over the next couple of days too. And we already talked about this and touched on it, here and there, but what role does emotion play in music, and how big is it to you?
Emotion plays like a big role to me, because I feel like when I hear something, I feel like emotionally, if it don't move me, then I feel like it's cool. Like, I feel like, oh yeah, this something every now and then, but I feel like emotionally, I feel like my job is not done. Like, when I make songs, emotionally, if I listen to this song and I don't hear the emotion behind the song that I made, then I feel like my job's not done. I feel like when I want people to hear my music, I want them to feel a certain type of way. I feel like when you make music and you put it out there, I feel like somebody should say, oh, when I listen to that song made me. Or when I listen to that song made me. I feel like it's important because I feel like music as well helps people tap into certain emotions that maybe that they're denying or maybe that they're putting off. I feel like I feel like music and emotions go hand in hand. I feel like that's what makes the best music, when music and emotions are there. When you have music with no emotion, do you really just like a song doesn't move you?
Right.
You're just sitting there, blank face.
Yep.
Like, you don't want that. You want a song to either you bob in your head or like you're like, dang, like that song crazy. Like you got a tear coming out or like bro, that song was beautiful. I feel like it always just goes hand in hand with each other.
Music is one of the few art forms that you be listening to your favorite song or a song that really speaks to you. You might break down crying, bro.
Exactly, man. Like this song just hits, man. Like I just feel like that's important.
Yeah. I'm sure we all got stories. So going back to just you a little bit, right? What is your favorite song that you made, and what was the backstory behind it?
Man, that's hard, man. That's hard. So I have two songs that I have not released yet.
Okay.
One is called "Party Never Ends," and so basically, when I mean party, I don't really mean like an actual party,
right? But
I mean like your love, like the way I feel your love, it just makes me want to jump around and like have a party. Like it may but the party's only gonna be me and you. Like I don't want nobody else here. I just want us to just like dance and just like in the moment. And that just like the way I was talking on there, it just moves me because what I'm saying is real. I truly do want your love, and don't let it stop. Don't let it stop shining. Like, don't turn the light off and I can't see your love no more. Like, I want it to continue. And another song I made was Beauty in Disguise. And so Beauty in Disguise, basically, it talks about, do I really want to be loved? Because we out here seeking love, but like, are you really ready to be loved? Like, because people used to always say, like, we're in a relationship, we need to help each other. But at the same time, some people don't want to be helped, and you can't help them. So I feel like at the end of the day, you need to help yourself so you can help the other person that you're in a relationship with. But also, love can just be, man, I'll tell you, love can really trick you and believe that, you start thinking back on the moments you were with somebody, and it's just like, man, and you start questioning, damn, like, were they really fucking me, or was it just in my head? And so you just thinking like, man, I disguised myself. Like, it was a whole disguise. Like, love disguised that whole situation, and I didn't realize that. And so now I have this feeling of where like I'm down, so I don't know what I want. Like, I don't know if I want to be loved. I don't know if I want to be alone. I just don't know. And because that person didn't love you, that does not mean that you just need to be down upon yourself. Even though I know that, like, you know, when you love somebody and it doesn't reciprocate, and you really like genuinely have feelings for that person, it can hurt you, and you can be like, damn, like, man, like that sucks. It does suck. But I promise you, just like, you know, you got to keep your head up, man. You got to always keep your head up. Because I promise you, there are billions of people on this earth. Somebody going to mess with your vibe. Somebody going to mess with your vibe. Yeah, when you have, like, ups and downs, of course. Like, some people, not everybody going to mess with you. So, like, but don't, like, let that deter you and be like, oh, man, ain't nobody going to mess with me again. But, yeah, does it suck? Hell, yeah. Will you be down a little bit? But I promise you, bro, just come around, bro, on the back end, bro. You'll be good, bro.
Ain't lying. So... interesting. So, how long does it take you to title your songs? Do you do it right after you make a song, or before? Or?
It don't take me long because I know that, like, once I make the song, I know what I want the song to be about.
Interesting.
So the song gonna be, I'm not gonna name a song like something crazy and then like it has nothing to do with the actual song, man. That makes me laugh when people do that. I feel like that's just like a little funny creative thing. But no, my songs usually the title it's in the song, so you'll be able to connect real fast.
Okay, interesting. So, do you think it's important to take a break from music?
Yes, because as because like when you overthink so much, you stop. You're stuck. Like I even have writer's block. Writer's block is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
So when you write music, sometimes you could have just written all your creative thoughts off your head and you have nothing left. So that's where I feel like the break needs to come in and you need to just go out.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go out and party and none of that, but just go out, experience something, like go look at something, go watch something, just go listen to other people's stuff, like just go do something and stay away, because when you it's like when you lose something and you think too hard and you can't find it.
Yep.
But then what do your parents say? Stop thinking and you'll find it.
Yep.
What happens? You start like, bro, what the? It was right here,
Yeah.
and you swear you looked there and it wasn't there, but so happened to just be there.
Yeah.
When you writing, take a break. You can't think of nothing. Do not think harder, because you're just not finna produce nothing.
Yeah.
Get away from it, and then I promise you'll just be randomly sitting there watching something out of nowhere. Boom, boom, boom. You're just like, oh, shoot, I need to go write this down,
Yeah.
or I need to go record this. I promise you it works.
Yeah. You can go about it two ways. You can either go live some life, come back to it, or you can just clear your mind, relax, and let it just come to you.
Exactly.
Interesting. So, the reason why I asked this question is because in today's music industry, we're overwhelmed with quantity rather than quality, right? So, what are your thoughts on the statement of we're overwhelmed with quantity over quality in the music industry?
I feel like social media has a thing to do with that.
Yeah.
I feel like social media has made it to where people's attention span is like this short. So I feel like people are now, because we're in society of want. If an artist takes 2 years to make an album, bro, what the hell? He needs to make, I want music now. If you look back in high school, if an artist dropped an album this year, you knew like, a year or two. They might drop a mixtape next year, but you knew an album wasn't coming out for like another 2 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's because like people are just being rushed. Like there's a sense of rush. Oh, you got to get this out now. Instead of people taking time to just make quality music, because people will post a snippet and that one piece of that snippet will go hard. Oh, this song. And so now people got like 3 million, 5 million likes on that one little snippet. What do? They rush the song because they see that people want it so bad.
Yeah.
They rush it and put it out there. But when they rush and put it out there, the only part was good was that little snippet.
Yeah. And then it doesn't even hit the same as you thought it hit.
Exactly. You listen to the whole song, you're like,
Yeah.
man, this song really trash.
Man, I remember that happened with a Kodak Black song. They don't want to see you winning.
Yeah.
It didn't come out. It didn't hit the same as people thought it hit.
Man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
There have been a lot of people. I remember there was this YK Osiris song. Man, the snippet this dude dropped on that, bro, fire. I thought this song was going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm not hating on YK Osiris. I feel like, he's still a good artist. But when the song dropped, it just, me personally, it just didn't hit like I thought it was going to hit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, people are starting to treat music as a commodity because of the social media. And I know that music is subjective, but you can tell when somebody's really talented and when the music is going to last and when people are just in for the next 1 or 2 years and then they out of the way. So, just going off of this conversation, how do you think we can make the music industry better?
I feel like we need diversity in sounds. I feel like people are either rapping about the same thing or people are just sounding the same. I feel like there haven't been no new, I feel like trap rap has been, there's so many trap rappers, or trap rap has become such a big thing that I feel like there hasn't really just been, like, even like some of our artists that we grew up on, they started to switch more to like trap rap, like how they're rapping. And I just feel like, man, like bring it back. Or like somebody branch off, or like a couple of people branch off and do something else. I just feel like because like it's just been a pool of people doing the same things, I just feel like there hasn't been nothing of like diversity in rap itself.
Do you think that falls on the artists themselves, the fans, or some of these labels? Well, who do you think's the culprit here?
I feel like the labels too, because I feel like the type of music that's being pushed out there is by the labels.
Yeah.
Everything we listen, people that are discovered, people that are put out there everywhere, the labels do that.
Yeah.
The labels see that, oh, trap rap, we're gonna put that everywhere. Nowadays, you don't see the labels like putting out R&B artists. You
Right.
don't see the labels putting out black singers like that.
Right.
It's just that the labels are genuinely just putting out trap rappers, and so I can't really blame people because it's like you can only make music on the music that you grew up on and that inspired you. So if you're sitting there just listening to trap rap all day, you're gonna be inspired to do trap rap.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's just like the music and rap itself hasn't been just like pushed out to be diversified.
Yeah.
I feel like they've only been pushing out one kind of sound.
Yeah, I totally agree. We definitely need to have that music diversity. Interesting. So, let me set this up right. Okay. Another quote from Huey P. Newton out of Revolutionary Suicide. Much in human existence is based upon hope without any real understanding of the odds. So, as you're thinking about that, one, what does that mean to you? And two, where do you want to go with your music?
So how that means to me is like you don't know the future. Nobody knows the future. But when you put your foot in something and you start to go, you hope that it's going to go good. Like if you go to a pool and it says 3 feet, you hope that when you stick your foot or when you get into the pool, you hope that it's 3 feet. You don't know that the pool can be 10 feet and you could go to the bottom and drown. But you're hoping that when you step in there that you trust that it's 3 feet. So when you venture off and do different things, especially when you start music, you hope that, people start hopping on my vibe, people start listening to my music. Now, it may not off rip happen like that, and that's why I feel like some people's hope can start to just dwindle. Like you start to lose hope, and losing hope is easy because if you don't have reassurance, if somebody's not backing you up, if somebody's not telling you, then it's easy to just lose hope. But you can't lose hope. You got to have faith that, okay, I know that I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I know that like what I'm doing, people are gonna hop on that. I know that people are gonna listen to me. And so you just gotta take that into account that when you're doing music, hope is good, but you need to have faith.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's easy to lose hope, but once you have faith in something, can't nobody tell you, like you have faith in God, can't nobody tell you God ain't real.
Yeah.
But you got faith in God. You ain't never seen God. Yeah. You probably ain't never heard God talk to you, but you know God is watching over me and I know God is real. You may never, bro, you don't know, but you have faith. Faith, I feel like, but faith without work is nothing.
It's dead, yeah.
It's nothing. You can have faith in doing anything, but if you ain't doing nothing, well, what's that? So I feel like faith is important. Yes, you can hope, but at the end of the day, nobody knows the certainty, and you can lose hope fast. You could be in a football game, y'all down 24-0. You like, man, it's the third quarter almost over with. I ain't got no hope, man. We lost this. But if you have faith in your team and you know how good you are, bro, we gonna win this game. I don't care how bad the odds are. Damn, ain't nobody listening to my song. You got faith in yourself. You know you good. Ain't nobody talking about my song. Man, I got faith in myself. I know I'm good. Man, as long as you have faith in yourself, you literally can accomplish anything. Yeah. People don't understand your mindset and how you think of stuff determines how you will live. Yeah. If you are determined every day, you wake up in the mirror, I am him or I am her. I know that I can do what I can do. I promise you, you will accomplish that. What you think will be projected. So people don't understand negative thoughts will project negative outcomes or you won't accomplish nothing. But if you wake up and have faith in the material that you are putting out, or you have faith in anything you do, whether it's work or relationship, life, if you have faith in that, I promise you, you'll do good.
I understand. And I totally agree. So, where do you want to go with your music?
So where I want to go with my music is I just want my music to inspire people. Like, honestly, I just want people to just make music about emotions. Like, I want music to just like have like a settling effect. I want people to just love more. I want people to want love. Some people don't want love. Some people feel like that they don't deserve it. Some people don't feel like life is anything. But I want them to understand that like when you listen to my music, oh, you want love, or like you want affection, or like if your health is down, like don't let that affect you. Like I want my music to inspire people to, one, I want mental health, everybody to be like healthy mentally, because physically anybody can be healthy physically, but mentally that is where it's draining. And then also I just want everyone to have love. I feel like everyone does. That is like a ultimate desire for somebody to want love, because I feel like love is just like, man, everybody wants their heart jumping. Like I don't know who don't. Like everybody want their heart jumping. You want somebody to call you and tell you, hey, I need you. Yeah. You want somebody, like something bad happened, you want them to call you and like, you want them, hey, I want to see you. Like, I'm not feeling good. Or like, you just want to tell somebody something good happened. You want to tell somebody. You want to tell that one person like, hey, this happened. And you want them to be like, oh, I believe in you. Like, you just want somebody to like, just you genuinely care about, just tell you, hey, I believe in you. Like, you're going to be great.
Yeah. Well, personally, I definitely think you can push us in the right direction with your music. So coming down to the close here, what do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be, I want people to understand that me as a person, that I try to be as genuine as I can. Like whether it is with friends, family, or even if I ever have loved ones, I want them to understand that like I'm a genuine person, and the stuff that I try to push, I want it to be positive. I want everybody to be great themselves, because I know everybody in this world can be great, and I just want a flowing society of just great people. Like I feel like, bro, it's just like I just feel like there's so much negativity around us. I just feel like negativity, like talking about like, and don't get me wrong, they talk about it in the hype songs, guns and all that other stuff, and you know I work out to it. You know every now and then you jump, but like. In reality, it's not like, bro, I want just positivity, bro. And I find it's just so important to just like be around positive, like just like, cause like negativity is easy. Misery loves company. Everybody can be miserable. It's not that hard, but being constantly happy is a struggle. And I want people to get to the finish line and be like just happy. That's what the legacy I want to live. I just want everybody to know that like, I genuinely root for you, whether I know you or not. I'm not just finna directly just hate on you, bro. Even if I don't like it, or if I'm not into it, don't let that deter you from doing it. Like I want everybody to be successful, happy, and I just want people to love. Like that's literally it.
Well said. So where can people keep up with you, find your music? Just shout out any platforms that you have.
Oh, my music's on Spotify, Apple Music. You can find me on social media. You know, he'll have the link in the comments. And I just want people, you know, follow me. You know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, hey, I'm going to still make more music.
Yes, sir. Say your name again so people know.
My name is Lucid Luv.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, Lucid.